Welcome back, subscribers, and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion I have done a little bit of research, but I still can't find all that much. So basically we're at a aluminium smelter, and it was built in the 1930s from what I've read, and unfortunately by the 1990s it stopped operating. Hundreds of people were employed from the district, and by 2000 the whole place was basically abandoned. What's quite interesting is right behind me it's like a military sort of pillbox, if that's what they're called, and there's a few little trenches, so I'm assuming back in the day, if this was built in the 30s, this was probably protected by whoever the forces were that were here, most likely the Germans, I'm guessing. And I do understand that there was a bit of a drama with half of what was then Yugoslavia, with the Serbs and whatnot, as more of the side that sort of partnered up with the Russians, and the Croatians that sort of partnered up with the Germans. For whatever reason that was, it was. So I can only assume that thing behind me, because we're in Croatia, was probably manned by Germans or Croatian forces that joined them. So we'll go have a look. It's huge, absolutely huge, this aluminium smelter. And what else can I tell you? That's really about it. It's a factory. I'm curious to see what's in there. If it's been abandoned, from what the literature I've read, was in 2000. It does state that hundreds of people, so not thousands but hundreds, were employed from the district or from the local municipality. So let's go have a look. Now it's pretty much as far as you can see past those white sort of portables, and there's a house there as well, all the way around, including that sort of tower building, this bunker, whatever you want to call it, thing. All the holes have been filled in with cement. So obviously it was protected. There's some more older, not ruins, but a much older building than the 1930s right there. This is your main entry gate to get into the aluminium smelter, and this must have been some sort of checkpoint, I guess. Not sure, maybe for security. If they're employing a lot of people, maybe this is where the bus would come and do its 360 to drop off the workers, so to speak. And maybe here is where you clock in or clock out. Don't know, but that's just me guessing once again. And as much as there's gates there, the bit of literature that I have read, they have said that you can pretty much ignore these gates, because where you've got the check-in and check-out area, you can just walk through. So you can't drive a car in, but you can walk through. And I thought, well, that sounds good to me. So we'll go have a look. This could be a longer video than usual. And as you can see, you just walk straight in. This is where the post would have been, letting people in or out who are supposed to be in. What that person's doing there, or mannequin's doing there, no one knows. But let's go check this out. This is, there's not much of a town around here, but there's not one. There's one that's not too far away. So what's once again happened is probably the locals or people in the area or district who are aware that this is abandoned have dumped whatever they can dump wherever they can. So we'll go have a look. I won't have the camera going non-stop, otherwise this will take hours, and I don't think people are prepared to sit down for hours to watch this. But anything that seems different or out of the ordinary, even though the whole place is out of the ordinary, I'll put the camera on and let's see what we see. Okay, and we'll definitely get the drone up, so the drone will give you more of a bird's eye view of the whole thing. I'd like to get to some of the higher towers and maybe the bigger halls and whatnot, even if I can get to the factory part where they did it. I also have read that there is also an environmental issue with the soil because of the heavy metals that was seeking. And as you can see, there's still a lot of bits and pieces around here. A lot of paperwork. Probably got people's names, their pay slips. Whether or not they were good workers or bad workers with maybe some of the employment profiles, who's to say? Or this could be, well, there you go. That tells you right there. So this is the restaurant. So this is where they come and had their meals. Very good. So we'll just go through here. And you can see that where a window can be broken, it has been broken. This is like a, I would say that's just a dump sign. Someone's just dumped that. That's got nothing to do with this place. Accommodation maybe for some staff. I would say that's the working smelter. And let's go see what we can see. I'll turn this off and I'll turn it on once we get inside what looks like the accommodation block. So here we are heading into the, I'm not sure if this is accommodation or just office space. Someone's tried to start a fire and it still smells, you can smell the ashes still. So they've tried their best to, I won't go up there, it looks like someone's started the fire to burn this place down and weren't all that successful. So that's this block out of the way. So we won't go up there. Go out through the main doors again. And let's see if there's anything in the garages. Appear to be garages over there. Now, this would be a great place if you're on motorbikes. If you're on a motorbike, you can zoom around everywhere and you can sort of get a motorbike through quite easily. A car won't fit. Now, there's a hoist and a crane. I'm surprised this hasn't been taken down. There's a lot of steel here still. All this steel obviously can be recycled. And got a great echo in here. So there's still stuff here to be recycled, but how do you get it to wherever you need to recycle the stuff? That would be the expense, I guess. But if you're into recycling, I guess it's where there's a will, there's always a way. So that looks pretty good. A lot of bird life, zooming around. So this looks like the garages, maybe. I'm not sure. I can see a toilet block. A lot of birds have taken over. We'll go through here. Okay, this is just a small office. Maybe a generator's room. Don't know. No idea. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, why am I wandering around all these abandoned places if you're in a country like Croatia? Don't think for 1 second I'm not doing all the touristy stuff. I'm hitting all the coastal towns. They are absolutely beautiful. This looks like a trough to wash your hands, have a shower at the end of the day for whatever department this is. But yeah, so I am doing all the touristy things. But then while I'm travelling to and from the touristy places, I'm actively trying to find abandoned things and things from history. And there's a lot to look at. There's actually too much to look at. You could spend years wandering around, especially old churches. Okay, so this looks like definitely a mechanic's place. You roll your truck in, and I can only guess and think that you step down there so you can work on vehicles. And that's just me guessing. Yeah, there's tyres down there as well. So this is probably the mechanics' workshops. Let's see what they look like. Yeah, this goes on and on and on and on. Just terrific. Still lighting here, there's still cupboards here. Another wash area for staff, for whatever, for the mechanics, I guess. Toilets, showers, all the fittings and fixtures have been knocked off. Okay, so I'll go out of this place and look elsewhere. Now I'm just going to head off to that section along there to see what's that all about. I can smell something under the nose that's a bit of a worry, and I'd say that there is a dead animal somewhere, because it really does smells quite strongly back there. That's better. So we've lost the smell. Obviously some building here is being bulldozed, knocked down. And once again, maybe the reason half these buildings are still standing is they have got some sort of asbestos involved with them, and people are reluctant to do anything with them. So we'll go towards that building, that little tower, and those buildings there. Now, what else I can notice is there are like train tracks that run into this aluminium smelter, but I'd have to look at the maps to see if there's any other train lines that lead to maybe a town nearby. I think, look, to be fair, I think that the trains only came for this smelter and nothing else. They're not all that big with the railway system in Croatia. And I don't recall seeing anything on Google Maps with the train line going towards here, but I could be wrong. But anyway, just notice there's train tracks leading right into the buildings here. Now, another thing that could be used is for a movie set. This would make a great movie set of some sort of Holocaust type, end of the world type thing, or a zombie movie, or something like that, I guess, because everything's destroyed here, with only a few big buildings that are still standing. So I'm going to make my way in now of this first building I mentioned that I was going to go to. So here we have one of those three buildings we're going to go into. Not sure what this is. I'm trying to see if there's any railway tracks coming into this building, but it does not appear so. But that could also mean that they've been removed, but I'm not sure. There seems like a dead end at this end, and directly behind me is also a dead end. So whatever was going on in here was confined to this immediate area. I'll just turn the camera around to give you an idea. So anything behind me, nothing came through there. Okay, we continue on. So here we have some sort of passageway. Not sure where it leads to. The workman's bench is still sitting here with whatever tools he's left from way back when. There's some lovely old gauges. And if you're looking for something for a man cave, I guess some of these things could be considered as decorative, to hang on the wall or something. I have no idea. We'll jump over through here. Let's see what we see. So it does look like they had power or electricity coming from the grid to this building, and as you can see, it's all been disconnected. There's another building over there. I'm not sure what that's for. It's got the curtains as the doors, so to speak. Maybe it's a loading bay for the trucks to come in to bring supplies for whatever reason. And this is that building that I initially said I was going to go to first, but now it's going to be the second one. I'm trying to find where the entry is, if there is a formal sort of entry. And I'm not sure if you can read it. I'll try to zoom in for you, because it'll be interesting to see what that says. So if you can read that, convert it into English. I know that the last word, informatica, that's definitely information. Lozovac, that's I can't pronounce it. I'm terrible at pronouncing Croatian words, but for some reason when someone's talking to me in Croatian, I understand it. I can't pronounce it, but that's the town that we're in, or the closest town to it. And there you go. I think there's some stairs up here, or on the left there. We'll go up there. Let's see what we see. So I have no idea. This is the first floor of that building. We just walked up the stairs. It is a major hall. Now, is this something for the workers to come and maybe enjoy? We'll have a look here. What's in here? Nothing, just a cabinet with bits and pieces. A lot of birds flying around, which is good. Don't know. This could be a lot of tiled areas on the walls, tiles on the floor. I like the windows, so they would have had a lot of light. I can tell you that it's just after 9 a.m. and not sure if anyone knows. Your guess is as good as mine. It looks like I'm trying to look around to see what there is. Could it be maybe workstations and more for the admin side of things? And there was a lot of workstations around here. I'm not sure. Is it somewhere where they gathered for meetings? Don't know that either. So there you go. Not as spectacular as I first thought. So here we have this building. This one is quite secure, as in it's not damaged at all. Not sure why. Maybe people were just too lazy to walk this extra bit of effort. It's all closed, so it's all secure, so that's good. Okay. Let's see if we can get up that centre tower there next. Now I am under that building that I said I was going to go into. This is the base of it, so I'm thinking look, I don't know anything about aluminium smelters at all. Maybe the raw materials come through here, don't know. I was going to go up the tower, but I've sort of changed my mind. As you can see, the stairs go around the perimeter, and it does look quite sketchy up there. So we will give it a miss. It just seems a little bit too unsafe for me. So we'll continue on. There's just too much to keep looking at. So we'll have to bypass that building because it does look quite sketchy. So we're back in here again. We'll walk along this path and make our way to the next place. Now this would also be a great place for those who take like architectural photography. So if you're a photographer and on holidays here, or just a local that's into photography, there's a lot of things you can take photos of in here. Some unusual shapes and things to look at. But we'll continue on. Let's go to the next place. Now the graffitists have been here. Some of the work, some of the murals, very good. The ones that just do the tagging with their initials, or I don't know what it is, a little symbol or something, not so much. But this would be a good place to practice your craft if you're into doing murals and such things. Not too many people would come and see this, but nonetheless, you've got a concrete wall, and I doubt anyone's really going to get quite upset. Okay, so that's the building we saw that was burnt out in the middle of your screen. That was like the work sheds and where the restaurant was, and over there was the where the mechanics would hang out. These things here, I have no idea what they are, and I don't think I can probably guess correctly. There's a giant chimney, obviously, that one would need if you're doing works with aluminium. And this is another thing that I'm not sure of. these could be offices as well, or are they accommodation for certain staff? But we'll have a look. Let's see what this long barracks looking thing is. Now, I'm not really sure what it seems like barracks to me, but they're not, because this is a factory, not a military base at all. Some of the rooms look like they've got like a toilet, a shower, and like one little room, and then you've got others that look like they're much, much bigger, and they don't have a toilet or a shower at all. So I'm not sure what that's all about. It's all partitioned off, so each door has its own little room. So, once again, your guess is as good as mine. But we'll continue on to see what we see next. So, as I mentioned, there is quite a lot of opportunities for graffitiists, or the mural guys who sort of put more effort than just scribbling a little signature or something. I'm starting to see more and more of that as we get to what I think, or might be, the main industrial part of the building. And there's some effort involved with this mural or tags that they do, the big ones, with all the colour. So they've got to be able to come here planning what they're doing, because as I said, this is quite isolated. This is not close to a town. You'd have to drive a car or some sort of vehicle. You could probably ride a bicycle here, but the town that's nearby isn't exactly super big. So some of these structures, you can see the steel structure inside that thing there. You can see the steel staircase, and I'm not inclined to go into that one. Who knows? This has been over 25 years that it's officially been abandoned, and in that 25 years, it's really come into a poor state. There's our security guys at the front entrance. That's his other leg. And so there's still all that to explore. We'll have a look in this building and see what's in there. So these buildings and this facility was all built during the communist era of Croatia. Once again, no idea what's happened here. So this would have been built during the era of when Yugoslavia was formed. Now there's this giant chimney. Look at this thing. There you go. So the chimney's here, so I can only assume that in this building that we just left is where they must have had a furnace. We'll have a look. Because you need a chimney if you've got a furnace. You can't have one without the other. So this could be it. Right here. Not sure how the chimney and the... Yeah, I'm not sure how this is pumped out to that chimney. I'll just get out of the sun a little bit. Let's have a look at the roof of this building. Wow. The staircase there to nowhere, the concrete staircase. Yes, I'm not sure how that chimney's connected. It has to be connected to one of these buildings. Which one, I don't know. So once again, there's that chimney. Could it be the exhaust for gas for when they melt things down? Not sure. So that would make sense to me that it's the exhaust for gas. Okay, we'll go into this building next. Once again, totally stripped out, including the ceiling. So maybe the ceiling was asbestos, and that part of their cleanup that I read, they've already done that part. I'm just curious if they used that corrugated asbestos stuff that we have in Australia, that we sometimes see in our rural towns and in the old sheds and things, when I think it was James Hardy that pushed it as being something of a wonder material to use for building. It's amazing when you can get these experts to say it's all good and fine, and then you find out the person paying for the research is the manufacturer of that product. And I remember reading that I think it's 97% of all research done by scientists give a glowing approval to the person who's paying for the research. A bit like back in the day when I think doctors and dentists were saying that smoking was not a health hazard at all. And then you find out the research was being paid by the tobacco industry, which is pretty funny, but sad that governments that we employ don't do it independently. And that's me ranting on enough about that. 2 garage doors and a building for something. No idea. But all the electrical wiring has been taken, but the lights themselves in some areas have not. That's quite a deep hole there. You don't want to fall in there. No one's going to drag you out from there. So let's just say that soil is here for fires. I think that's probably the only way you can put out some of these fires in these industrial areas. They just smother it with dirt. I think that's an old-fashioned thing, instead of just foam and water, because you really don't want water some of the times. Okay, so when we make our way over here and go to whatever that thing is there. Now with this thing, I have no idea what that is. Absolutely none whatsoever. Is that nearly 4 stories? And then you've got this thing down here that's holding water, but I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be doing. Let's have a look. Oh, it's hollow. So there you go. So if we look straight up now, it's a hollow sphere. There must have been something here. But once again, no idea. Not my area of expertise. So we'll go up here. We're nearly done with the walk around. We'll have a look where this, just behind this mural here, of this blue woman. Is she from Star Trek or something like that? Once again, a lot of dirt in the distance. And this other building is who knows what for. So I can only assume that soil is used for something, because it's pocketed right around this whole complex, unless developers at another location have decided to dump soil that they don't want here. Or is that the soil that's supposedly contaminated? I don't know. But there's no one here. It's absolutely desolate around here. There's another sort of a building. This one seems to be looking after this. It's like a quarry area. Well, this is maybe where all the raw material came. And then whatever that process is to turn the raw material into aluminium, or aluminum if you're from the States. Not sure even how you say it in Croatian, so I won't attempt. But it'll be something similar. So yeah, so this could all be the raw material that's used to make aluminium, which makes sense to me. But once again, I could be totally wrong. So here we are, nearly coming back to where we started from. I've had a good look around. If you're on holidays and are coming out this way, is it worth it? I think so. If you're interested into abandoned buildings, or you like taking photography of industrial complexes, this is 1930s. So this would have gone through the Second World War. This would have seen out the War of Independence for Croatia. Whether or not it was a target, I can't tell you that. I don't see any like bullet holes or structural damage to it, but that doesn't mean it wasn't targeted. And from what I've read, this was still open, but then stopped in the 1990s. So that's when pretty much the War of Independence took place. And it looks like straight after the war they just stopped doing it. Maybe they thought it wasn't cost effective to keep it going with the Croatian government having control. And like everything, it's all about the economics and whether or not it's viable financially to keep doing it. Oh well. So someone's coming here to dump grog, as in bottles and cans. Quite interesting if you are a local. In that particular spot here, and I do see them quite often, younger people or people trying to supplement their pension or whatever, collecting beer cans and beer bottles and all that sort of stuff for recycling. And you're local, have a wander around here and look at some of the places. You'll see where people have dumped them all. So what have we got here? This could be it. This is where we maybe get out. There's your cans for spray painting. And that's about it, I think. Yeah, there you go. I've made it out again. So that's about it. We've seen an abandoned aluminium smelter, and we'll go through the security doors here. And we're out. And no one was none the wiser. So here we are at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, by all means, click on that like button or that thumbs up icon. Please consider subscribing. Subscribing does not cost you 1 cent, but it really does help the channel immensely. But most importantly, no matter where you are, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day. And thanks for watching.